The only MLB team to ever. Let's start with the Angels. The Los Angeles Angels are the only remaining franchise that has never lost 100 games in a single season. The Astros are the only MLB team to have their starters allow 24+ earned runs while getting fewer than 24 outs over a 3-game span. Yeah, the Astros season is not looking good so far. This is some historically bad pitching. Let's move on to the Athletics. The Oakland Athletics are the only team, not named the Yankees, to ever three-peat. They three-peated from 1972 through 1974. The Blue Jays. This franchise is the only active Canadian MLB team. The Montreal Expos are now the Nationals in DC. The Braves are the only Major League Baseball franchise to have won a World Series in 3 different cities. They won in Boston in 1914, Milwaukee in 1956, and then they won in Atlanta in 1995 and in 2021. The Brewers are the only National League team to never reach a World Series. And I know what you're thinking, what about 1982? Well, remember, they were in the American League during that time frame. I'm talking about the National League. The Cardinals. Outside of the Yankees with 27, the Cardinals are the only MLB team with a double-digit World Series win count with 11 World Series wins. The Diamondbacks are the only team in MLB history to not have an All-Star hit a home run during the All-Star game. The Dodgers are the only undefeated team during solar eclipses. They are 6-0, winning every solar eclipse game, going all the way back to the year 1900 to the latest eclipse in 2024. The Giants franchise are the only Major League team to have 9 pitchers reach 1,500 strikeouts. The Cleveland Guardians are the only team to have a no-hit 3 times in a single season when they did so in 2021. The Mariners are the only active MLB franchise to never appear in the World Series. And this is regardless of league, whether it's American or national. Next up is the Marlins. Aside for number 42 being universally retired across the league, the Marlins have no retired numbers. However, number 5 was temporarily retired for President Carl Barger. Moving on, it's the Mets. When the Mets beat the Tigers on April 4th this year, they remained the only MLB team in the last 50 years to go 13+ consecutive innings without a hit on a single day. They still ended up winning the game to split the doubleheader. The Nationals are the only MLB team that does not have full say over its television rights. The Orioles own the majority of their rights, which hurts the Nationals' revenue, which indirectly hurts their ability to afford a great system for their team. Speaking of which, the Orioles are the only MLB team to own another team's television rights, as they own the majority stake in the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network. This is because when the Nationals moved from Canada to DC, Baltimore wanted a buffer because having a team so close to their city would cause financial competition, and thus the MLB found a way to appease both franchises, or so they thought. There's been a legal battle in the recent years over who owes what. Neither team is 100% satisfied, to make a long story short. The Padres are the only active MLB franchise to have 0 players with 200+ career home runs for the team. Now, the legendary super slugger Nate Colbert would have easily cracked this record had he stayed healthy, as he is the all-time home runs leader for the Padres with 163 home runs. The Phillies are the only MLB team with over 11,000 total franchise losses. Second place is the Braves with 10,881 losses, but the Braves have 11,036 wins. The Phillies only have 10,122 wins. The Pirates are the only team to ever win a World Series with a Game 7 walk-off home run, and no, this is not a Hollywood movie. They did this with a legendary hit from Bill Mazeroski in 1960 when the Pirates beat the Yankees in 7. The Texas Rangers are the first and only team so far to have back-to-back 5-run innings in a World Series game. They did this in Game 4 of the 2023 World Series. The Rays are the only team in baseball to never host the All-Star Game. The Red Sox are the only team with a 745-game consecutive sellout streak. This is the longest streak in major U.S. sports, and the stadium can hold 37,755 people. As of 2024, the Reds are the only team in baseball history to sweep through an entire postseason in the divisional era. During the 1976 Red season, they went undefeated in the postseason, even sweeping the Yankees 4-0 in the World Series. The Rockies are the only MLB franchise that has never played a Game 6 in any postseason series. It's almost like they sweep their opponent or they get swept come postseason time. The Royals are the only team to win a 7-game World Series and a 7-game league championship in the same season when they did so in 1985. The Detroit Tigers are the only team in MLB history to be out-homered by 7 home runs and still win the game. They did this when they had a 17-14 victory over the Twins back in 2021. On the flip side, the Twins are the only team in MLB history to out-homer their opponent by 7 and still lose. The White Sox are the only team in MLB history to go undefeated versus left-handed pitching for the entire season. They finished the 2020 season going 14-0 against left-handed pitchers that season. And last but not least, we have the Yankees, and there's like a bunch of things that the Yankees did that no other franchise did. One cool one for me is the fact that they have over 17,000 total home runs, as they have 17,023 and counting, and yet no other team has this many. Second place is the Giants with 15,387 home runs. That's a difference of roughly 2,000. So here was the only MLB team to ever. Don't forget to grand slam that like button and subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm Home Run Rewind, and I'll fast forward to you later.